so we'll share. Here we are, we're live. The meeting is being live streamed. Hi, welcome. So we're going to quick share this and then we'll get started. Okay. Where's that coming from?
That is weird. I heard that.
That's really weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
Stop it. I don't know how I feel about that. Okay. Here we go. Say hi as you're coming on. We're just sharing this. We're going to be talking about some very important need to know things about retraining your mind for success. Okay, so there's that one. Bam. Okay. So I'm Kai Ashley, as you probably know, and this is my amazing client, friend, and protege, Kelly Renee. And today we're here to talk about what it really takes to retrain your mind for success. So say hi in the comments, and although we can't actually see comments right now, we'll definitely read them and maybe even switch to them later. So hi, Kelly.
Hi, Kai. I'm excited to do this. We haven't been on live in a long time. So this
it's been a while, but it feels like just the right timing.
Yeah. So yeah, we're talking about retraining the mind. And before we got on here, I was telling Kai, retraining the mind is like a buzz sentence. I see it all over YouTube. It's always on my Facebook feed, like something about retraining how you're thinking. And I just want people to know that it takes some effort on your part to retrain how you're thinking. Sometimes months, sometimes years, sometimes like the rest of your life.
Yeah,
but
pretty much.
And it's very important to also get someone in your life that can help you to retrain your thoughts.
Yeah. I mean, it's so important to have your own home practice, and we'll be talking a lot more about that, so stay on the line. But the truth is, we all can only go so far with our own blocks, because it's like we're in this little box and we have these ideas about how the world needs to be and things we like just can't do. And then when you can run it by somebody else who, you know, is really in your corner and is gifted in helping people transform, they can just give you a little insight like that and help you shift your entire perspective. And then when you add energy work on top, the breath work tapping that Kelly and I do, and other healing practices that go along with it, then true transformation and change can happen. But it's not going to be in just one session or even 5 sessions. Yes, you'll get transformation for sure, but the actual work of it comes over really months and literally years.
Yeah, because your body, your whole system needs time to integrate the changes that you have gotten, like received from energy work is what I'm trying to say. Like your body holds on to so much stuff, and you need, and trauma, and it just needs time to integrate the new things. And a lot of times we have to keep reminding ourselves. I know this was true for me, like when the negative bullshit started up here in my mind, like constantly reminding myself, and with your help, of course, Kai, like, do I really want to believe this? Am I really gonna let this like take off with me? Just different things you can do to help yourself in the midst of chaos.
Yeah, and that's what I was saying to you before about like not feeding the gremlins. Because these thoughts that say, oh, I'm not good enough, I can't do it, no one cares, I don't matter, blah, 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 they will multiply. And I mean, literally, you will become a smorgasbord, like an actual feasting station for hyperdimensional forces. I just went a bit woo here, but it's just the fact, like, we are living in a spiritual world, and there are so many different forces that manipulate and control us and literally feed off us. So the more that we buy into the negative thoughts, the more they actually amplify, and then they come true, and then you believe them more, and then things get even worse. And isn't it just like what we were saying, Kelly, how you either have faith in things actually working out for you, or you have faith in things going wrong, but either way it's faith. So it's about, where are you choosing to put your faith?
Yeah, well, I know for me, I naturally put my faith in things going wrong because that was part of who I was in the past. Now, no, I'm putting my faith in, I'm actually able to put my faith in more positive things. Now, I know in the beginning of this transformational journey for myself personally, I wasn't able to think positive.
No, and that's why you needed someone like me when the amount of times, because we've been working together for, I think, 2.5 years now, that you would come to me and be like, oh, Kai, that's it. It's not working. I'm like, oh, this and this and that, even though you just had all these great transformation and changes. And then you'd have like a bad, few days or weeks, really, because that's how it goes, like a wave. But you had someone there to be telling you, no, this will pass, this will pass, this will pass, this will pass, this will pass. And then you'll become stronger, you'll become better. It will get like better and better and better. But most people, you just think that if you get in this bad place, that's just how it is. But it's not just how it is. It's just a moment. Yeah.
An experience.
Yeah. So, hi, Monica. Monica, I have comments off my phone. Monica says, thank you, Kai, for teaching me how to retrain my mind to be a positive thinker. I am living my dream.
Oh, that's sweet.
Yeah, Kelly and I, we love getting messages like that. It's just the best part of this work, obviously, is hearing all the great stories and how people transform with this work. Yeah.
Yeah.
But it does take effort, it is hard. It's sort of, sometimes it's like climbing a freaking mountain because you have all these beliefs and these negative things and these problems to sort through and all this stuff going on. And you have to keep coming back to the work, which is leaning into trust, like dropping into trust, dropping into faith in a higher power, realizing, reminding yourself of the universal laws. That's been my saving grace, because I get to coach myself through anytime that I'm feeling fearful and doubtful and like I'm not good enough, which is, it happens. I have to remind myself that, wait there, when I believe this sort of bullshit, it means that I'm literally creating it. And all that is true is what I believe. Whatever I believe will become true. So why would I continue to believe in things that ultimately hurt me?
Yes, and speaking about universal laws, when you first introduced those to me, none of them felt true, like at all. And saying them out loud, I felt delusional.
Yeah.
But you helped me to use bridging beliefs, which I love what you do with that, because you meet people where they're at.
Yeah.
They are like full of trauma balls. They have so many issues going on in their lives, but you help them to believe new things that actually support their life. But like I said, you meet them where they're at. If they're not able to believe those amazing universal laws, then you say things like, but are you open to believing that? And I love that. So helpful.
That is so helpful, because I think a lot of people get trapped in the idea, like with this modern self-help thing, that we have to always be saying, I am powerful, I am confident. Now that is the aim, and that's where I'm at now. Like, I'm able to just switch into that because I've spent years using bridging beliefs to get my nervous system to a place where I can. But years ago, I mean, I could not have in any way have been saying things like, I am confident, I am the best, I am going to win, without feeling triggered. So I had to, really for my own survival, I had to come up with a way to make it work for me. And that's what Kelly's talking about with the bridging beliefs, where you, just like how in Canada you have to plug your car into, what is it, you have to plug your car in, don't you, to like melt the ice on the car so it can actually turn on. You have to plug it in. Well, that's what you have to do with your nervous system. You have to plug it in, and then you have to warm it up slowly, because your nervous system is the king of your body, and it will not let you, it's to protect your belief system. So it's responsible for the cognitive dissonance that people get, where you get angry if someone tries to challenge your beliefs, and you'll protect them. So you have to like trick it and get in slowly and say, well, maybe one day I'll be confident. And that actually feels better than saying, I'm a piece of shit. You know, it feels better than saying, oh, I can't do it. You say, well, I'm open to doing it. I'd like to do it. I'd like to believe I can do it. And you have to get into the habit of talking yourself through this and not just allowing yourself to sit in the mud.
Sit in the mud and be dragged through the mud.
Yeah. I remember one time years ago you messaged me and you're like, I'm just sitting in the mud now, Kai.
I did.
Like, I don't want to get out.
I said that?
Yeah.
I believe it. I don't remember it, but I believe it.
Yeah, but that's what we do. And we all do it. We get so like, we like our fear, we like our negativity, and we can say that we don't, but the truth is we do. Otherwise we wouldn't indulge in it, literally indulge in it and keep it up. You would just snap it off, because we have the ability to change, but you've got to be doing it almost every single day, if not every day. Like, it's not going to be every day, so you do it almost every day, where you tap into your actual vision of what you actually desire, and your desires can change. And then you tap into what you want to believe and the universal laws, and you realize just how powerful your thoughts are. And that's why, you know, we're so passionate about kicking your butt so you'll actually do the inner work.
Yes, and you used to tell me too that I was addicted to the anxiety, because you're talking about we actually kind of like our negative thoughts. Mm-hmm. We do, even though you don't like how it's making you feel. Most of us don't realize that we're actually addicted to the negativity in our minds, because it's so random and so like automatic. It just happens.
And that's one of the things I say in tapping too, is like, oh, well, at least I get to be right. Like, everything's going to go to hell, but at least I get to be right. And I think that's why we get so addicted to it, because we feel justified and we feel sorry for ourselves. And that's a type of unforgiveness. And so we hold on to that, and then we like water it and we nurture it like it's a little baby until we grow it into a big goblin, you know, and then it gobbles us up.
Eats you alive, and nobody wants that.
No, Mr. Smith, no.
But yeah, back to retraining your mind. I don't care what anyone says. It's not an overnight fix. You're not going to wake up the next day after one time of coming into connection with your negative thoughts. Like, it takes effort, and sometimes thousands of times.
Literally thousands of times. But what's the alternative? Like, yes, you'll get shifts along the way. Yes, there are parts of your personality that you will change, and some of it will change quickly. But ultimately, every time you go to a new level, you have the same old devil. You have the same old bullshit come back up, same old fears. Some of them will be gone. Some of them will be less. Some of them you'll see differently. But you're still going to continue to get challenged. So you can't just think, oh, I'm done now. I've done all my inner work. That's total bullshit. It's a lifelong journey. And if you think that's too much, well, what's the alternative? Just crash yourself into oblivion where things don't work out and you feel like a total victim? Like, that's not a good alternative.
No, not at all. I know, I'm trying not to laugh, but I want to say too, after you're saying that, it's not funny, but it is. It gets to be easier though.
Yes.
Because the negative thoughts will lessen over time. Eventually, they get the freaking hint. I promise. But in the beginning, it can be a nightmare. I'm not going to lie.
Yeah. And your thoughts will tell you, this isn't working. This will never work. And that's just a negative thought.
Yes. So one, I love how John Kehoe explains like the negative talk. Oh my gosh, I love him. One thought grows into another. If you just like sit there, you know, and just start listening to the stuff, it will eat you alive, because one feeds another, like Pac-Man.
Yes, absolutely. It just gets bigger and bigger and bigger. But but you can halt it at any time. You don't need to justify why you're changing. You can literally just decide, you know what, fuck that. I'm not doing that anymore. The truth is, I am worthy. And you tell yourself these things. Now, if that feels so untrue for you, then you would say, I'm open to believing that I'm worthy, because everybody's worthy just for being born. And this is why universal laws are so important, because the universal law, they work as master key beliefs. Yes, I'll let you take over.
The universal laws are, I like to say, God's laws, universal laws. It's ultimate truth. Like, it's the holy grail of life. Like, it really is. If you like start feeding yourself the universal laws, your life will change.
Yeah.
Mine has. I mean, like I've said at the beginning of trying to incorporate those into my being and my DNA, it felt like I was a crazy person. Yeah. But now they're actually a part of who I am.
Yeah, and it might take, and this is what we wanted to get on to say, it might take 4, 5, 6, 7 months of almost daily repetitive journaling on the universal laws, using bridging beliefs to warm your nervous system up to believe you, saying things like, I'm open to believing everything is working out for me even better than I imagined. And when you start writing it, you're like, nah, it doesn't mean anything. It doesn't feel true. It's bullshit. But your conscious mind, that's you writing that as your conscious mind, will feed into your subconscious mind, and your subconscious mind eventually will give in and it will believe what you tell it. But you have to be doing it over and over and over again. And it doesn't have to be hard. You don't have to see it as this big thing. You can even just do literally 10 minutes a day. I mean, I like to do a lot more because I just really enjoy it. But you can literally do just 10, 15, 20 minutes every day, most days, of rewriting these beliefs in a way that feels true for you. And eventually one day you will feel really bad and you will tell yourself, everything is working out for me. And something will click and you'll believe it.
It's really strange. That's the best way I can describe it, how that happens. Because you're like, what? Wait there. What?
Yeah.
No. Oh, yeah. But I feel that it is true.
Yep.
But that other part of me didn't. This is really weird. It's so weird.
It is weird, and it's worth it. It's like real gold. You're being rewarded with gold because it doesn't feel true for the longest of time. So you sort of use these little tricks like we teach and like we've shared, and you just train yourself. It's an actual training. They call it retrain your mind, because you don't just get a session. It's not a passive thing. You actually do a training exercise like an athlete would train to win a race. You actually train your mind, and it's the most rewarding thing, because once it starts to click, once you really start to feel it, then you see opportunities turn up and you become magnetic, because you start thinking positive thoughts about yourself, which other people respond to.
Amen.
Yes. Woo.
I had a thought and now it's gone, but that's okay.
Yes, it'll be back. It's floating around the cosmos.
It was good. Oh, I know what it is. So our minds, and John Kehoe says this a lot, our minds are designed to think. So negative, positive thoughts, it doesn't matter. It's doing its job. So it doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with you if you're hearing all day long negative bullshit. It doesn't mean there's anything wrong with you. Your mind is doing what it was designed to do.
Yeah.
People need to know that. So when we go in and clear things with energy work or whatever you choose to do to help yourself with personal development, you have to just know that your brain can be retrained to think differently, and also to think less, like to have more quiet.
Yeah, because a quiet mind is more powerful than a positive mind.
So much so. Some of these people have it backwards.
I know. One of my favorite things John Kehoe teaches He gives like all these different ways to deal with a negative thought. And my favorite way is you literally just name it as a negative thought, no matter how real it seems, no matter how bad it makes you feel, whatever, no matter how attached you are to it. If you see this negative thought, it says, I'm going to fail. I'm sure I'm going to fail. I shouldn't do this because I'm going to fail. You name it. You're like, oh, it's a negative thought. It's just a negative thought. And my favorite part that John Kehoe says, he's like, some negative thoughts are so big and scary, you have to dance around it and be like, whoa, 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 it's a negative thought. Whoa, this is a really big one, but it's just a negative thought. It's just a negative thought. And he goes on and on like that. You just have to dance around it and realize it's just a negative thought. It's not real. And all that matters is what I choose to think, like what I choose to believe. It doesn't matter if the thought is true, so-called, because it will become obsolete once you stop thinking it. And then once you start thinking, I can, I am, this is happening, I believe in myself more than before, then things will change.
I'm open to believing better thoughts.
Yes, that's a really good one. And another one is like, if you're wondering like what to think, it's like, what is a good thought to think? Like, what is a good question to ask? What will actually help me? You know, you don't have to always know the answers. You just ask questions and then you reach for something that feels better. Oh, and on something you were saying, Kelly, about there's nothing wrong with you because your mind is designed to think. This work that we do is all about helping you realize that there was nothing ever wrong with you. Even those of you watching that goes, oh yeah, but not me. There is something wrong with me because, and you can give the whole list. It's like, no, the only thing that was ever wrong with you is that you think there's something wrong with you. And then that causes guilt, which causes more guilt, which causes shame, which causes destructive habits, which causes disorders. But it's only because you think there's something wrong with you, so you buy into guilt and you beat yourself into the ground.
That's good.
Bam.
Well, I said that because I hear it a lot from people that I know personally, clients that I've worked with. People really feel that there's something terribly wrong with them for feeling a certain way, for thinking a certain way. And it's just not true.
No.
But you've reminded me of this so many times, but there is so much wrong with the planet we are living on.
Yes. Yeah, so there's nothing wrong with feeling sick in a sick society. It's actually wrong to be well adjusted to the world that we're in right now. Like that sickness, it's a pathology. It's like, you know, like pathological. What's a definition of pathology? Where you have like a complex that is bad for you, right?
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you're feeling like anxious, if you feel like you don't want to go out in the world, if you feel scared of people, there's nothing wrong with you. They're very real and clear and valid fears, but you can change it. You can change the type of people you attract into your life if and when you show up to do the inner work that we're talking about.
You actually helped someone with that, like, so tremendous social anxiety. I've heard you talk about it before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, well, I've helped quite a few people with social anxiety, but this one lady in particular, she would, what was her thing specifically? I think she went into like nervous sweats. And I don't know if maybe she was like clicking her tongue a lot, or there was like something quite weird that when she talked to people, it was very noticeable, and she couldn't talk to them. She would like run away and she'd feel sick and all. It was bad. She would like hardly even be able to leave her house. And it was a lifelong thing. She had this severe anxiety. And after she really went all in for the work, she got the fact that you had to retrain it. And after some months, after some months, she messaged me one day and she said, the weirdest thing just happened. I was getting ready to go and meet this old friend down at the pub. And like, she hadn't seen him in like 20 years or something. And she's like, I was getting ready and I was waiting for the anxiety to kick in. And she's like, I thought I'd better force some food down, because this was her process, force some food down because I'll feel sick later from anxiety. And so she did that. And she's like, oh, but now I don't feel sick. And she's like, and then I was driving there and I was waiting for the anxiety to kick in. I was waiting for the sweat to start and it didn't happen. And I just started feeling a little bit weird that I'm not getting anxious. And I'm like, shouldn't it be there? And then she's like telling the whole story. She's like, and I walked up to the door, and as I opened the door, I didn't feel anxious. And then when I talked to the bartender, I actually joked with her and I didn't like trip over my words. And she almost felt anxious that she didn't feel anxious, but the anxiety wasn't even there. And that was like years ago, like 6 years ago now, and it hasn't come back since. And as a side effect, so side effects may include she lost weight, and she even became confident enough to wear a bikini. And even on her social media profile, she's in a beautiful bikini, and that's something that she never would have done before doing this energy healing work and reprogramming her mind with positive beliefs in the universal laws. It really, really works. But you just got to be willing to prioritize it and realize that your mind is the center of everything that happens to you. Nothing happens to you that doesn't start in your mind, because people will treat you how you treat you. If you think that people don't like you, they'll hear that in their head, or they'll feel it about you and they won't like you and they won't know why. But if you think, I'm confident, I'm magnetic, I'm easygoing, then other people will feel that too, and they'll reflect that back to you in the form of friendships, relationships, opportunities, hiring you. The list goes on.
And on and on. Yeah, I love that story. I've heard you talk about it before, but not in that detail. That's great.
Well, I actually saved her screenshots, and with her permission, I've got it in a little album on my Facebook profile, where it's a really funny story, actually. I laughed every step of the way reading it. And the way she talks about it, she was so shocked that the sweats weren't happening and all these things, and she wasn't feeling sick, and she actually felt normal and confident. And she was like, who is this person?
Great description. Yeah. Like you like the new person, you like feeling that way, but it feels unfamiliar at first because you're so used to being in anxiety and panic, and when you're not, it's like it's a real head trip.
Yeah. One day it just sort of turns off, and like it does come back a bit, but it's never to the same degree, and then it goes away again, and it happens in waves and waves and waves until it just is nothing like it ever was. Because we all have moments. Like, you have to understand that you're going to have, increases, like expansions, and then a slight contraction, and then expansions. But it's sort of like an accordion, except that it just keeps getting like more expansive every time you stretch it out, and the expansion lasts longer and is easier and just better.
Yes, more times of good every time you up level.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, love that.
So, in parting, if you were to give people like your one big piece of advice, or the thing that you think they need to know, what would you say that is?
So, from my experience personally, and also talking to other people, we as human beings have a really hard time trusting our guts and what we're feeling. If I could tell the whole world right now, please trust how you're feeling and no one else, because we all have the answers within us. Like, if you're feeling guided to reach out to someone, to work with someone, to get help, to do anything, like, it's there for a reason. Trust it, please. Trust it.
And do it, and do it before you start making excuses. I don't know if I can afford it. I don't know if I have the time. I don't know. There's all these other things. And it's like with love, like, just shut those voices up, because if you get that inner knowing telling you, like, this is the person to work with, or this is the thing to do, or this is the place to go, you are going to have those fears and that sabotage to try to shut it down. And, it's not the end of the world, possibly, if you give in to that. It is what it is. But the sooner you actually listen to your inner voice, the more successful you'll be, the happier you'll be, and the more things will work out for you.
Yeah, because kind of like retraining your mind, doing one thing that you feel is right opens you up to even more abundance. Like, it absolutely
does.
Just is a thing.
Yay. So Kelly and I both offer private sessions. Reach out to either of us, trust your gut, whoever you're feeling called to, or you can reach out to us both, have a chat. It's totally up to you. We offer sessions online. So if you're feeling called to release any of the things that we've talked about, change your life, get your desires, and drop into trust so you can hear your inner voice and connection with God, the infinite intelligence, whatever your beliefs are, then Kelly and I can definitely help you. So reach out to us if you're feeling called to, and we'd love to help.
Thanks for the little chat today, Kai.
Yeah, thanks for the idea of the title. It's a good one.
Yeah,
you're full of them.
I am sometimes.
Okay, everyone, thanks for being here, and please share this if it made a difference to you, because other people need this too.
Bye.
Bye.